Bruce's first idea is Converge Technology, CTS in Toronto. Bruce, tell us what they're all about, please.
Yeah, they're in the IT services side of the business. So, helping so that small, medium-sized business get integrated with their systems, tied into to the bigger software services.
Sorry, Bruce, I think we put up the wrong chart there. We'll get CTS in a second. Carry on, Bruce. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you there. Go on. Converge Technology.
Yeah, no problem. They've been growing quite aggressively, both via acquisition and organically. And if you look at what they've done over the last few years, I kind of lost track of how many acquisitions they've made. It's a lot. And what they've done is they continue to build out. Now they've gone to new geographic regions, and they've gone into different verticals as well. So they're in cybersecurity, they're in the IT services. They've had tremendous growth, about 49% compounded growth, and the stock trades at around 7.5 times next year's EBITDA. So if you do that sort of standard growth to valuation, the stock could go much higher. It's really been handicapped here because of the fact that it's a technology stock, and that's been out of favor. But they're profitable and they continue to grow.
Your next idea, I don't know this one. Southern Energy, SOU on the venture. What are they all about, please?
Yeah, so they're focused specifically Mississippi, Louisiana natural gas, and most of their gas that has been drilled down there was all conventional wells. So the technology is going back, sort of 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. They're going in there with the new technology where they can do vertical wells, and they're able to do it with this new steering technology. So they're able to really target the pockets because of their location. They're really close to the LNG ports, and so they actually get a premium over NYMEX gas, which is hard to comprehend. So they're getting phenomenal rates, and they're really about growing. Most of the companies right now that you see out there have really been focused on curtailing their drilling, being very efficient, and just paying out cash flow. Mm-hmm. What Southern's looking at is they have a huge opportunity to jump ahead of everyone else here, and so they think that they're going to triple their production over the next year by having a fairly aggressive drilling program. It's a company that we've watched and followed for a while. We own it. We've participated in some of the financings, and we think that kind of over the next year, that's going to be the next wave of where people start to look is for growth in the energy sector as well as the cash flow.
Bruce, your next, you've been a long-time follower of the cannabis industry. It's interesting. I don't think we got any cannabis calls today. Shows investors disenchanted with that sector right now. Anyway, Green Thumb Industries, tell us why you like the look of this one.
Well, the fact that you mentioned that we didn't have any cannabis calls is one of the reasons, is because the sector is just so out of favor. It's been beaten up. Mm-hmm. And we think that there's some huge regulatory reforms that are going to come fairly soon. But if you look at what GTI's done, they've executed very well. They're in some of the biggest states, Florida, New Jersey. They're going to be in New York. They just recently did an agreement with Couche-Tard in Florida, which is kind of interesting. They're going to be subletting some space from some of the Couche-Tard stores, mm-hmm. which, there's 5,000 stores in the U.S., so it gives them a huge opportunity there. They have cash on the balance sheet. They've been growing both organically and by acquisition, and we think that once the markets kind of right-size themselves here, that the cannabis sector is going to be one that really comes back into favor. It's going to be like energy was a couple of years ago, and then with any luck, we could see some type of regulatory reform, in the next year, and that would be huge things, especially on the banking side for these businesses.
Yeah, it's interesting, Green. You noted this. They're going to lease space. The cannabis, and it's only medical cannabis, I believe, initially, because that's all Florida has. But they're going to be in little locations beside the Circle K stores. I don't think it'll be right in the stores, as they'll lease space.
Yeah, they're just going to take the space next door. But what it does is, at some point in time, Florida is going to go rec. We know that that's going to happen. Probably happens on the next presidential election ballot. And, then that opens up a whole new opportunity. And, if they have this agreement already with Couche-Tard, they have, great high traffic locations that they could tap into.
America moving towards liberalization, federal legalization seems a while away. But would you anticipate a bonanza for the cannabis companies if that happens?
Well, I mean, the legalization, I don't think that happens anytime soon. But what we expect to see is that we actually expect to see, the Safe Banking Act probably pass here fairly soon. And that's going to allow a couple of things. One is they are able to bank, but they're also able to trade differently. Right now, there's been a huge issue in the last year about trading and where these stocks trade. If they were to get that safe banking, from what we understand, they'd be able to trade on the TSX and maybe some of the US exchanges, which would allow the US institutions to then come back into the sector and own it. And that would push the stock prices up because you're going to have a whole new swath of investors on the institutional side that haven't been able to own it that can then own it. And we think that legislation could happen, within the next year.